Welcome everyone to the first ever virtual graduation ceremony for the San Diego State University Department of Women's Studies. I'm Professor Doreen Mattingly, and I am the chair of the department and today's Mistress of Ceremonies. This means I get to be the first, but by no means the last, to extend my heartfelt appreciation to friends and family and my warm congratulations to the graduates. 50 years ago, San Diego State was the first in the nation to establish a women's studies program. Now, our plans to celebrate this historic event had to change, like everything else. But nevertheless, graduates today are our special 50th anniversary class. Before we begin, I want to give some technical information about the Zoom format. Everyone will be muted throughout the ceremony so that we can focus our attention on the speaker. Graduates, when your name is called, you will be unmuted and your image will be spotlighted if you choose to speak. The whole ceremony is being recorded. It will be posted on our department's YouTube page soon after the celebration, and closed captioning will be available later in the summer. Don't forget to subscribe to the SDSU Women's Studies YouTube page. Although folks will be muted during the ceremony, at the very end, everyone will be unmuted so that we can clap and cheer for the grads. I know it's not as fun as shouting when your grad is called, but Zoom has its limits. If you want to send a public note to everyone or a private note to an individual graduate, you can use the chat function, and several of you have been doing it, and that's great. And if you're new to Zoom, you can see the chat function at the bottom of the page. I recommend that you select the side-by-side mode for the graduation so that you can see both the presentation and the graduates. You do this by clicking on View Options at the top of the page and selecting side-by-side. Now, my favorite part of the ceremony, or one of them, is meeting with graduates and their family and friends after the ceremony. So we've created a kind of system to do that. At the end of the ceremony, the last slide will show a list of individual meeting IDs for faculty. And so you'll be able to make a note of the ID numbers for the faculty that you want to visit with on a one-on-one basis. We'll also post that information toward the end of the ceremony in chat so that you can cut and paste it. This main Zoom event will remain open until 12:30 if you want to pop back in and check the number. Unfortunately, we have not figured out how to hug you or take a picture with you virtually, but at least we can congratulate you one-on-one and meet your family and friends if you want to bring them along. Okay, this tells you the order of our event today. We'll begin with a brief land acknowledgement, and then each faculty member has, several faculty members will speak to you with their kind of greetings and words for graduates. And then we will have the undergraduate graduation. We'll begin with Professor Irene Lara introducing our outstanding graduating senior, and then introducing the graduates one by one. And then we will celebrate our MA students who are graduating, and then we will have some final closing remarks. And after that, you'll be able to shout. The first thing that we're going to have is the SDSU land acknowledgement read by Professor Califf. A land acknowledgement is a formal statement that recognizes and respects Indigenous peoples as traditional stewards of a given geographic area and the enduring relationship that exists between Indigenous peoples and their ancestral territories. For San Diego State, we recognize the land as Kumeyaay. And now Professor Califf will read the land acknowledgement and then make her individual comments to graduates.
For millennia, the Kumeyaay people have been part of this land. This land has nourished, healed, protected, and embraced them for many generations in a relationship of balance and harmony. As members of the San Diego State community, we acknowledge this legacy. We promote this balance and harmony. We find inspiration from this land, the land of the Kumeyaay. And this was written by Michael Misquish Kumeyaay. It's my pleasure to be the first faculty person to share a couple of thoughts with you. I want to offer all the 2020 graduates, bachelor's and master's, My heartfelt congratulations to you on this momentous day. I have the honor of sharing closing remarks with you at the end of our commencement ceremony. But for now, have a wonderful time in this day designed to honor you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Professor Catherine Quinn-Taylor, and I'm absolutely thrilled and honored to be here today with you to celebrate this momentous occasion. You know, I just want to start by saying congratulations, graduates. I know that this is probably not the graduation that you imagined or expected, but you know, the current context that we find ourselves in no way, and I hope you don't let it, detracts from your accomplishments. If anything, it makes them more extraordinary, right? We find ourselves at this historical moment in time, and it was a very difficult time to finish and complete what you've just done here. And so I hope that you all have a sense of how extraordinary you are and are proud of everything that you've done here. And I just want to say, I hope you know that we as the faculty of the Women's Studies Department are so proud of you for everything that you've accomplished. And we're thrilled to be sending you out into the world right now, even if it's in a somewhat modified way. You know, I think we can all agree that if the world needs anything right now, it's more intersectional feminists. So we are absolutely thrilled for you, and I hope that you can find the time to celebrate and enjoy everything that you've done here. Congratulations again.
I'm trying to get the volume. Nyla, are they talking?
Doreen, is it my turn to speak? This is an amazing experience for all of us. And at some level, I want to say that it is special. It's not like the usual. And these memories will stay with you forever. I'm very privileged and blessed to have taught 8 weeks of gender, race, and class, because it gave me the opportunity to come to know most of the majors very well. And continuing online, though a little difficult for me, was still worth it ultimately, because we were emailing each other so much that I feel I've come to know you guys intimately. Congratulations on all the graduates. You have done an amazing job. You have not only survived 4 years of SDSU, but also the coronavirus environment. You have worked exceptionally hard. At least in my class, I could see how hard the majors were working in this course. You should be very proud of yourself. There is a brave new world. You guys are young. This may be a new normal for you, but you can do it. You've graduated, you've done that. Now you can continue onwards and make an imprint as feminists in your lives, in your careers, in your families, and in your community. Congratulations.
All of you, I love you all very much. I miss your beautiful smile and your sparkly eyes and wonderful intellectual conversation. You do wonderful, beautiful things for the world. You touch hearts and you make a huge difference. And I just want to say that your presence adds beauty to SDSU and to the earth. So thank you very much.
Hey everybody, I'm Amira Jarmakrani. I'm not wearing my regalia today because it's locked in the office, and I'm relieved about not having to wear that. But also not, it's not Also, I don't know if you all were hearing me because I just got a message from Zoom, but in any case, let me move on from the regalia and say that when I was thinking about what I would say today, I read a lot of poems. I went back to all the poems that I usually return to in different kinds of moments, and none of them really felt right for the moment. But I don't know, serendipitously or not, one of my kids had to write a poem for one of her homeschool assignments this week. And she asked how to write a poem. She decided that she wanted to write about balance. And when I say that, I mean like literal balance. One of our quarantine activities has been to try to like walk a tightrope, which somehow seems appropriate as well. And so I said to her, well, poems are really about images. Why don't you close your eyes and just try to describe what you see? The first thing she saw was sharks circling. The second thing she saw were butterflies beating ripples into the air. She's 10, so. The last thing she saw, though, was breath. And I don't pretend that this is really wisdom, but it strikes me that it's a really good thing for us to do right now. Close our eyes, imagine, breathe. So that's the only words I have to offer and to share together, and to just thank you all for sharing your time with us here. It's been such an honor and a pleasure. So thank you and congrats. And since today is also the anniversary of Nekma, I'll end by saying Hatta al-Awda. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Professor Kimala Price. I just want to say, as I normally tell my students at the end of every semester and at the end of the school year, don't, see this as an ending, but as a beginning to the new phase in your life. This is a transition into many wonderful things. And my hope is that, the time that you spent with us here at this university, in our department, in our classes, that you've developed the knowledge and the skills and the tools that you need to become the thoughtful, engaged, responsible citizens of the world. And we live in a time now where that's even more important, that the perspectives that you bring, the voices that you bring are even more important given the climate that we're in right now and the situation that we're in right now. But as I told my students, we've weathered through a lot of things before, and we'll weather through this. This will also be weathered through. And then also, don't think of learning as something that only just happens in the classroom, that, once you graduated, that you don't stop learning. The thing is, this is the beginning of your learning process, that learning is a lifelong process. And that hopefully that, you've gotten the skills here to help you in that journey of learning new things and growing new things and whatnot. And I'm very confident, and particularly based on the conversations I've had with you all this semester in my classes, as we kind of process through what we're going on in this world, that you do have that skill, you do have that knowledge, and you'll do great things, amazing things. And so I expect great, amazing things from all of you. So it's been a pleasure to have you all in my classes. And again, congratulations.
Hello, everybody. I'm Esther Rothblum, and I too want to congratulate all the graduates as well as their family and friends who are watching and listening. I'm a social scientist, and we have a term in the social sciences called degrees of freedom, which comes from probability statistics and refers to the number of available choices. I've often thought that degree of freedom is a wonderful term for completing a bachelor's or master's degree, because that too refers to a number of new choices. So today I congratulate all of you on having achieved your degree of freedom. I'd like you to reflect back on the time when you were just beginning to think about applying to college or graduate school. Perhaps you weren't sure whether you really wanted to go. Perhaps someone had to talk you into it, or conversely, perhaps you had to convince yourself and others that more years of education were worth the sacrifice of time and money. For all of these reasons, this is the time to congratulate yourself on having made it. Perhaps there were times when you thought about dropping out or changing fields. Some of you may have worried to the very end whether you would be done in time for graduation this year. Others may have known from the very beginning what college or graduate school would mean for you and pursued your path with single-minded determination. We quickly take our achievements for granted, so it's for this reason that I would like you to spend today and perhaps the next weeks or months reflecting back on what you have accomplished. So graduates, celebrate your degree of freedom and set out to change the world, each in your own way.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Jess Watt-Codd. I'm a new faculty member here in Women's Studies. I was so excited, actually, to put on my regala because I have fond memories of celebrating my achievements through graduation. So I just want to congratulate you for your accomplishment. I second all the other faculty members' comments that you should be incredibly proud of yourself for all the hard work you put into graduating, especially those of you like me who are first-generation college students. And on top of that, right, you graduated in the middle of a global pandemic. So congratulations to you for finishing. And I hope that even though you're not able to celebrate in the ways that you thought you might, I hope that you take some time to invent a new ritual, even if it's small, to mark your success and transition into the next thing. I want to second the idea that even though this is not the way that you hope to graduate or the world that you hope to graduate in, you have the tools of intersectional feminist consciousness to guide you into the next part of your journey. You have the knowledge from generations of feminist thinkers that another world is possible, and the accumulated wisdom from these thinkers about what that other world could be like. And now more than ever, the world needs your vision, your creativity, and your wisdom to create that other world on the other side of this crisis. So keep loving and keep fighting. I'm really proud of you and very excited to be celebrating with you.
Hello again, Doreen Mattingly, chair of the department.
After Doreen, it's Irene. Oh, sorry.
No, not yet.
So you graduates have the goal of creating a more just and feminist world, and you have talents, knowledge, and insights and abilities that are uniquely yours. Your task is to create a life where your gifts can serve your goals. And I promise you, it will be a crooked path. There's no easy or obvious road that takes you from here to where you need to be, to where the world needs you to be. So you will have to become a trickster, a magician, an artist, to create your perfect place from the stuff of everyday life. You selected women's studies because you wanted more than an easy, predictable life. You wanted the challenge of making change. And there may be days when you regret that choice, days when nothing fits and your goals seem unrealistic and idealistic. But your spirit, your beautiful spirit, will survive those days and grow even stronger from them. You are beautiful. You are powerful. You are exactly what the planet needs. We are so grateful to have had the chance to contribute to your journey. And we cannot wait to see the world that you create. Before I pass, I don't know what you call this, the microphone to Professor Irene Lara, after she makes her comments, she will introduce the outstanding graduating senior. Each year, the department selects one senior to honor, and they in turn select their most influential faculty member. This year, the outstanding graduating senior is Patricia Arce, and her most influential faculty member is Professor Irene Lara, who will introduce her, and then all of the other recipients of the bachelor's degree.
Thank you, Doreen, and dear colleagues, for your words and all of your work during this extraordinary time. Welcome to all the families, both biological and chosen families, who join us in celebration. Good morning, buenos dias. Dear graduates, in honor of your journeys to this graduation celebration, journeys that began the day you received your SDSU acceptance letters, or perhaps at your first Women's Studies class, or even earlier, involving the journeys of your families and activist ancestors paving the way for you, for us, to be at the university. In honor of all your journeys, I stepped outside this morning, burnt cleansing sage, and offered the smoke to the east. As some of you know, it is the direction of new beginnings, as my teachers have taught me within Indigenous wisdom traditions the world over. It is where the sun rises every morning, offering hope for a new day. I honor your visible and invisible, spoken and unspoken stories of struggle and resilience. I honor who you were when you started your bumpy journeys, who you are now, and who you are capable of becoming with the rise of the sun every morning, even during a pandemic. Today, let's focus on celebrating all the critical knowledge learned, co-created, and even remembered as women's studies students, and acknowledge all the ways you have strived to embody intersectional feminist social justice values and practice them in the world. You've already accomplished so much, and you have more work ahead. Never give up. Look in and look around. You're not alone. Breathe. And I also have the honor of introducing Patricia Isabel Arce, our outstanding Women's Studies graduating senior. She had the highest GPA in the major, 3.96, and the highest overall SDSU GPA, 3.63 among our graduates. But beyond quantitative measures, I'm fortunate to have had Patricia in several classes where she excelled academically and creatively, individually, and in collaboration with her peers. Her classmates surely recall Patricia's powerful spoken word poetry and the thoroughly researched, co-written stories from home about Filipino myths, rituals, and sacred traditions. Patricia's graduating as a double major in women's studies and social work, and this fall she starts as a graduate student in the MSW program here at SDSU. She's committed to developing her skills as an advocate, primarily for youth and women, and she's already worked with several community organizations. In my letter of rec, I wrote, I have no doubt that Patricia will be a positive asset to her cohort and the MSW program as a whole. In all of my interactions with Patricia, she has demonstrated a sincere openness to constructive criticism and intellectual and emotional growth with the aim of being of service to others. A person of integrity, she's both humble and confident in pursuing her goals. Please join me from home in congratulating Patricia, who will say a few words. Thank you.
Hi everyone. I'm Patricia and my pronouns are she, her, hers. Even now in this ceremony, I'm still trying to come to terms with the idea that my time as an undergrad is over. It felt like the blink of an eye. I really could not have gotten through all these years without the Women's Studies department. Oh shit. Did everybody hear me? Hello? Can everyone hear me? Oh, okay. Were you able to hear me before? Okay. I really could not have gone through all these years without the Women's Studies department. As a social work and Women's Studies double major, I questioned repeatedly whether I could handle it. Especially with social work being a major as demanding as it was. Despite how draining every semester could be, I don't have an ounce of regret. Without the Women's Studies department, with its fantastic professors, eye-opening coursework, and the companionship of my fellow students, I would not be the person I am today. It may sound cliche, but women's studies changed my life. All the experiences I've had in every class, from lesbian lives and culture with Dr. Watcott, women's movements with Dr. Price, feminist theory with Dr. Jamakani, to women myth and ritual with Dr. Lara. Each and every class has helped me discover more about the world, and especially more about myself. Within those handful of classes, I learned more about empathy, love, and the beauty of humanity than I've learned anywhere else in my life. I will carry those lessons with me always. My final assignment for one of my classes involved imagining what the future could be like. I hope, despite whatever paths we may choose to travel, that we all use the skills and knowledge that we learned from women's studies to create the kind of world we would be proud to live in. Thank you for everything. I wish you all the best. Congratulations.
Thank you, Patricia. And here you see a list of all of our students graduating with distinction in women's studies. This is a big list. These are all students who earned 3.5 and higher GPAs in the major. And so we honor all of you, Patricia, Nancy, Rain, Sada, Karen, Jeanette, Jazel May, Mayra, Sierra, Sarah, Marcos, and Hunter. And we will be honoring you and giving you space to share your thoughts if you wish next. So first, congratulations again to Patricia Isabel Arce. Thank you. Congratulations to Nancy Baena.
Hello everyone, I'm super happy for all of you and commend you for all of your hard work. It must have been very tough, I know for me it was, but I'm very happy that you were all there to witness me and my growth, and also I'm very happy and would like to share my gratitude with all of you for helping me shape me into the student that I am today and the person, the human being that I am. And for sure, all of the things said, y'all had the courage to be able to share with our class. And with me privately, I had the honor of making many different friends. And for that, I'd like to say thank you. Your words have definitely stayed in my mind, but also in my heart. And I will implement them in the actions and in the future endeavors that I have. And I would like to give special shout out to my mother, Guadalupe, and my sister, younger sister, Nelly, and my fiance, Takumi, for helping me stay on the path of being a very studious person, and also all of the faculty and other professors that have been able to inspire me and to help me out throughout my journey. I cannot wait to know what all of us will be doing in the near future and far future. I know that it will be something that will be a very wonderful and healing experience for many of you all. And even when times do get extremely tough, know that we are definitely an email or a phone call away. So thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate all of y'all for your time and all of the commitment and purpose that you've been able to put into all of the projects that you've been doing in your life, but also as a student. So thank you, everyone. I love you all. Bye. Take care.
And next, we congratulate Rain Blakely Lopez.
Hi everybody. I don't really have much to say, but thank you. I want to give a shout out to my friends and my family. My mom, my dad, my sister have been the backbone since I started college. But I also wanted to give a special shout out to Chair Mattingly, because she has been there through every little crisis that I've had this semester with all of graduation or finding an internship, things like that. She's been very supportive. So I just want to thank everybody for standing by my side through this journey. Thank you, everybody.
Next, we congratulate Caitlin Daniels. And then we congratulate Sara Garcia.
Hi, I just want to, actually I'm going to say this in Spanish because it's for my mom. Ma, y mi papá, pues este logro también es de ustedes y no lo hubiera podido haber hecho sin su ayuda y su apoyo. Yeah, I was saying thank you to my parents for all of their help and their support, and I would like to thank all the professors as well for your help. Thank you.
Woo! Yay, Sarah!
Sarah! Whew. If we're not crying yet, I think we will soon. Congratulations to Frida Monique Gutierrez. I believe is here, but won't be sharing. And so we congratulate Naya Hannah. Yay, I believe is also here. We could read her slide. It's beautiful. Next, we congratulate Karen Hashimi.
Hi everyone. Wow. This has been just amazing. College journey through women's studies. I have been so blessed to be able to put on a bunch of events, to be able to actually host a small group in the Pride Center. Gosh, I've accomplished so much, and I'm very grateful. This is a day that I've been dreaming of since elementary school. I remember, like, you know, picturing the day I would walk down that stage. But I'm still super grateful to be celebrating with you all virtually. I know there's just so much to come. Just want to thank all the faculty and staff at the Women's Studies Department for molding me and shaping me and encouraging me to put on these events and to put myself out there and develop myself as a leader. And I also want to thank my college administrator, Kai Alpha, for growing me, like, spiritually. I've become a completely different person. Being a first-generation college student, this has just been amazing, an amazing journey. I'm super grateful for it, and yeah, thank you.
Yay, Karen! Next, we congratulate Jeanette April A. Hermosa. She created a video for us.
Hi, my name's Jeanette. My pronouns are she, her, hers. As of today, I'm proud to say that I've received my Bachelor of Arts degrees in both political science and women's studies. My 4 years at San Diego State has been highlighted by the supportive professors I've had who've continually pushed me to strive for the best, and the awesome classmates I've met and collaborated with on projects. Being a women's studies major holds a special place in my heart because it's given me the freedom to be able to read, write, and research more about my Filipino culture and what it's like to be Filipina. And as many of you know, representation is extremely important. Growing up, Filipino culture wasn't something I've had the luxury of learning in school. Now, as I move on to the next chapter of my life, I hope to build onto the things I've learned. With that being said, I want to once more thank the Women's Studies Department for encouraging me to grow and preparing me to face the world. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we congratulate Desiree Nicole Johnson. And we move on to congratulate Hunter Lee, who is not with us, but she shared a slide for us to read and take in. Congratulations to Marcos Rodriguez Mallard. Congratulations to Mayra J. Olson. Congratulations to Jazel May C. Pakleb.
Do I get to speak? Okay. So thank you everyone for being here today. I am so happy to have received a bachelor's in women's studies as well as accounting. I literally could not have done this with any of you, and women's studies has, I say this in every opportunity that I get, I feel like women's studies has given me a perspective that I would never have gotten in my business classes. And I want to thank my mom for being here with me. My dad is at work, and my sister's sleeping. But then I also want to thank my friends who are attending this graduation, and that includes Andrew, Manny, and Steven. So thank you, everyone. That's it. Thank you.
So I want to go back to Mayra Olson's slide, who is here and would like to share a few words.
Hi, everybody hear me? Yes, my name is Mayra, and I am so, I am gonna cry. I am a first generation college graduate, and my parents came into this country undocumented, pregnant with me, and they believed in me. They gave me the opportunities to be here. And a month before I came to San Diego State, my father passed away from pancreatic cancer, and he wasn't able to see this, but I know he can. And I give this graduation to my mom and my three sisters, and to my dad. So thank you to each and every one of my professors who I've cried in their office to, Professor Lara, and each and every one of each and every one of these students that I've gotten to meet, Jasmine, Jazel May, so many different ones. I'm nervous. Patricia, we're gonna be in our masters in social work together. So thank you guys. That's it.
Thank you, Mayra. Congratulations to Jasmine Perez. I'm not sure if she's with us. No. Next. Next, we move on. I don't know if Jasmine wants to share. No? We'll move on to our next graduate. Congratulations to Mary Katia Sarain. Congratulations to Sarah Shilov. And finally, for our undergrads, congratulations to Sierra de la Torre, who created a slide for us to read. So that concludes our honoring of our undergraduate majors who have graduated. And next, our graduate advisor, Dr. Kimala Price, will introduce the graduating master's students.
Hello again, everybody. I'm here to present the graduates of our master's program. And so what I'm going to do is I will introduce their names and give the titles of their theses, projects, or exams. And I know there are a few who are here who will be giving a few words. So without further ado, I will actually start naming our graduates. First up is Ariana Aratelli. The title of her thesis is More Than an Image, a feminist analysis of childhood values and norms in children's clothing advertisements at H&M. Our next graduate is Amanda Brown, and the title of their thesis is Examining Appeals to Humanity and Life-Making Practices Imposed. Our next graduate is Alex Gomez, and the title of her thesis is A Queer of Color Materialista Praxis. And I believe she has a few words.
Hey! We did it! Cheers to everybody who's graduating today. Thank you so much to my fam, biological and chosen. Here we are. Sun ran away, but thank you for everyone's support here and there and virtually, all of the offerings that you have provided in this program. And I'm really excited for next journeys. Thank you so much, Women's Studies Department. Love you all. Cheers. Cheers.
And cheers to you, Alex. Then our next graduate is Lori Lofton, and the title of her thesis is Centers of Inclusion, Trans and Non-Binary Inclusivity in California State University Women's Centers. And I also believe she has a few words.
Hi, I don't have much to say, so I'll make it really quick, but I wanted to say thank you to my professors, say hi to my cohort, I miss you all. And then I wanted to say thank you to my family, especially my mom and my grandma, who will get to watch this recorded this weekend. And congrats to the other grads, and I hope I see some of you soon.
Oh, great. Woohoo! Our next graduate is Rahelia Mata Villegas. The title of her talk, her thesis is First Generation College Latinas Self-Reported Reasons for Joining a Latina-Focused Sorority. And I think she has a slide, or not. Okay. Our next graduate is Temperance Russell. The title of her project is Capturing 50 Years of Women's Studies, San Diego State Women's Studies Oral History Project. And I believe she has a few words.
Hello, everyone. I just want to say thank you so much to the whole department. I also want to say thank you and shout out to my whole entire cohort. I don't think we could have gotten any luckier with an amazing group of people. And I just want to give two special shout outs to Dr. Caleb and Dr. Mattingly. Y'all both have saved my life in so many ways. I love and appreciate y'all so much. You know, when I came here, I was just a little redneck from South Carolina, and I have absolutely loved every second of my time in this program. And I am so grateful to have gotten to know so many amazing people who will forever have an influence on me. I also like to thank my family behind me. Thank you. My triplet siblings also graduated from undergrad, so I want to shout out to them. And thank you to my mom and dad for supporting me. Again, this is, okay, stop. Okay. All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Our next graduate is Carrie Scroggy, and the title of their thesis is The Rise of Genetic Genealogy, a Queer and Feminist Analysis of Finding Your Roots. And our last graduate is Yazan Zaza. The topic of their thesis is War Care Economies, Countering Violent Extremism in San Diego. And I think Yazan might be here. If they want to say anything, they can. Okay, so I just wanted y'all to join me in congratulating our MA class of 2020.
Yay! Congratulations, everybody!
Yay! Okay, everybody, we're gonna congratulations.
Yay! Go, Ray Ray.
Okay, we're going to have extended clapping and cheering in just a minute, but we want to have some closing comments first. We've invited Professor Susan E. Califf to close today's ceremony. After 33 years in the department, Professor Califf is retiring this summer, so this is her graduation ceremony as well. Professor Califf's accomplishments at SDSU are legion, so I will just mention a couple. She's the author of 5 books and countless articles and book chapters, has won multiple teaching awards, mentored scores of students. She was the department chair for 8 years and the graduate advisor for 7. She's the co-founder of the Hoover High School Young Women's Studies Club, Safe Zones at SDSU, and Lavender Graduation, and has done more than anyone I can think of to make SDSU a safer and more inclusive and welcoming place for all of us. I've worked with Kayla for 25 of those years, and I'm actually still in denial about her departure. So before I start crying, I am going to hand over the microphone to Professor Kayla for closing remarks.
Wow. To all the graduates, your words and images were so beautiful. Unmute myself. Okay. I have the honor of offering closing remarks today. I'm retiring after 33 years at SDSU, as Doreen said. I've been very fortunate to have worked here, to have had your professors as my colleagues and friends, and you as my students. I've worked with the Women's Resource Center, the Women's Outreach Association, the Pride Center, the Young Women's Studies Club at Hoover High, Safe Zones at SDSU, and back in the day, the Women's Studies Student Association. I benefited from the work and commitment and social justice visions of those who came before me. Mentors, professors, activists, all people who wouldn't down, wouldn't be silent, wouldn't just go along to get along. My goal in my 3 decades here has been to carry that tradition forward, to leave SDSU a better place than when I came. Today, I'm asking you to do the same in your lives, and I know you will. Wherever life leads you, if someone is struggling, please lift them up. If you are struggling, ask for help. Life is not a solo journey. You have arrived here today through the love and support of kin, friends, faculty, birth family, and chosen faculty, and each other, and a larger commitment to social change. This day is one that you will remember for the rest of your lives. It is a turning point that you have worked for, dreamed about, and finally achieved. Some of you are the first in your families to earn a degree. I was, and I still remember decades later how much to my parents and relatives. You will also remember this day because it's so unusual. A pandemic, a virtual ceremony, celebration, separation, uncertainty. I want to tell you a quick story that for me sums up the meaning of today. Yesterday I was home, not surprisingly, and received 2 phone calls. The first was from my sister in Massachusetts. She said, I know how hard things are right now, and I wanted to share something with you really beautiful. So I went to email, because I still have a flip phone, and clicked on an image. It was of one lone daffodil. That's a yellow bell-shaped flower that grows in New England on Cape Cod, where I'm from, and where my spouse and I will retire to. It's what we take as the first sign of spring. She said to me on the phone, isn't it gorgeous? Look at the color and the vibrancy. It's strong and determined even in the midst of this chaos. When I hung up from her, I felt hopeful and something that is too fleeting these days, joy. About a half hour later, I got a call from my cousin, who lives a half hour away from my sister. She said, doesn't it figure that I have only one lousy daffodil in my yard? Some years I have a dozen. I'm so disappointed. I thought for a moment and I said to my cousin, can you call my sister and have her send you the picture she just sent me? Because she has one daffodil too, and I saw it. It's probably just like yours. It's gorgeous and vibrant and determined. I think if you see hers, you might see yours differently. You were not able to have a traditional graduation today. We can look at that and see it as loss and disappointment. And granted, on some levels it is. Or you can say to yourself and your families, I'm the first ever graduating class to have a Zoom ceremony where I get to contribute images, be celebrated despite the hard times we're in, and be surrounded by my family and friends. If you choose the second route, you'll be like my sister, who saw the beauty in the daffodil and appreciated it for the miracle it is. You are all miracles. You have persevered, stayed up late, writing papers that you thought you would never finish. You have come to campus tired, worried, uncertain, and lacking confidence. Many of you have worked for wages while going to school, or raised children and negotiated relationships. But you are here today. Nothing, absolutely nothing, can take from you the tremendous accomplishment of earning your BA and MA degrees. You are warriors who have shown strength, fortitude, and drive. You have learned theory, how to become activists, the work and labor of women and people before you, and how they labored to create a more just and fair world. You have learned to identify and combat racism, classism, sexism, transphobia, and homophobia. You have learned how to be part of a set of issues larger than yourself, how to care about and affect the common good. And if we ask ourselves, what is the larger meaning of what we are experiencing? I think that we could agree that it's about uncertainty, realizing that we cannot always control our circumstances, despite the master narrative that tells us that we can chart a linear life. Life is a jagged road. We take turns we didn't see coming. We swerve right or left to avoid oncoming obstacles. We slow down to let elders, children, and animals cross in front of us. This is what we are all doing now. And you are struggling caring for sick relatives. What you are doing is noble, kind, and necessary. Be proud of your work. You should be immensely proud of yourself, each and every one of you. You are an inspiration to your faculty, your families, your friends, and your neighbors. Embrace their pride in you. You are that wonderful flower that bloomed despite the winter cold, the late spring frosts, the heavy rains, and the uncertainty of our times. Your roots are the people surrounding you today. And if they could not be part of this Zoom graduation, I promise you that you are in their hearts and souls nonetheless. Look at your beauty, your fortitude, your future, and raise your hands to the sky and say, hallelujah. I am here. I earned being here. I am proud, I am loved, and I will remain strong. Celebrate yourself, care for others, and be of faith. Because what I see when I look at you is a garden beyond my wildest dreams, full of unique and powerful people. As your faculty, we are honored to have been part of your journey. Congratulations, class of 2020. We are so proud and happy for you today. I want to conclude with a quote from Malala. She said, there are two powers in the world. One is the sword and the other is the pen. There is a third power stronger than both, that of women, and I would add, trans and non-binary people and men as well. It's your world now. Leave your imprint and know that we in women's studies will always be part of your extended family. May you walk in beauty. And to my dear colleagues, I treasure you and I will miss you fiercely. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Califf. I also want to thank our production team for this event, who put great effort into pulling together the first ever Zoom graduation. They're listed here. We're going to unmute everybody in 1 minute to give the grads some love. And then a reminder, posted in chat are Zoom links for individual faculty who will be leading this meeting and going to their individual meetings. And they'll also be on the screen in just a minute. You're welcome to come and talk to us one-on-one, and you can come back here if you need to get more numbers. All right, now please join me in congratulating the SDSU Women's Studies class of 2020.
Yeah!
Congratulations, Karen! Go, Sarah! Come on!
My hero.
We love you, Ray. Ray, Ray. You did it.
Karen!
We love you, Rain.
Congratulations, Karen!
Congratulations, everyone. Great job, Sierra.
Yay!
Congratulations, everybody!
I don't know what to say.
It's okay.
Oh no, what I
So